So, this episode is going to be a little different than some of the others I've done, as I have new information and channeled messages that I received just yesterday. And some of the messages that I received, I don't feel as if it is time to share them. I am writing these things down, and I will be sharing a book once I get it completely finished and published on these insights that I have been channeling. And I am not 100% sure of all the beings I did channel in this message, but as I am working with this other dimensional spirit team, they have revealed to me that they are a part of the Andromeda galaxy and the planets in which reside in with this, and that part of the mission that they have within the universe is holding ancient universal wisdom about how the universe actually works. One of the messages that I received in my channeling yesterday, and this was just me by myself privately working with the spirits and the ETs, was about reincarnation. And they gave me specific details about the reincarnation process and how that is working out in our own personal lives here on Earth, but as well as the lives and energies of all other beings within the universe as well. I was unsure if this was information I would share like this publicly. But as the day has gone on since yesterday, I keep having this come up in my consciousness as something that I am supposed to share. So I'm going to be sharing specifically about the message of reincarnation. And I do think that this is going to help provide some of you with information about what might be happening with you at this particular moment and how it relates to the earth shifting into a new consciousness and humanity shifting into new energy as well. So stay tuned if you want to hear what I channeled. And I am feeling very activated at the time. And so if my team wants to channel through me, I will step aside and allow that to happen. So we will see what happens. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Soul Alignment Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Angie, and I'm inviting you to explore the depths of self-sabotage, limiting mindsets, and the beliefs that hinder our progress in life. Through intuitive messages I receive from my spirit team, I share profound insights to help you live authentically and break free from these limitations. Join me now as we uncover all the keys to living your best life. Welcome back. My name is Angie, and I'm your Soul Alignment Mentor, bringing you intuitive messages from Spirit to help you align with your most authentic and highest self. So, as I said before, this episode might be a little different than what you usually receive from me, as I've been getting some new activations from my own spirit team that I have been working with. 2 years ago, in the middle of the night, a being showed up in my room. It appeared to be a woman with a blue cloak on. It was a very dark blue cloak, and the cloak had very light blue colors on it. They were all blue. And this being appeared to be female energy. I did not get to see her face. She did not present her face to me, but I was able to tell that when she turned towards me that her feminine energy was facing me. And it did appear maybe as if she had some long dark hair, but I cannot guarantee that, as the apparition of this being was not super clear. All I could see was really the cloak that she was wearing as she walked through my room. When she turned to me, she told me her name, and she said that her name was Annabelle. And when I met Annabelle, things started to shift in my life, and that's when I started to channel. And that's when I started having urges during my meditations to just open my mouth and let things come through. And one of the first things that I remember channeling, I still remember it very clearly because it made me very emotional. The message that I received was that part of the mission that I will be taking on is to help humanity to not be afraid or to release fear of what is coming on the earth as far as new earth ascension and changes within the energy. And so as I continue to grow on my own journey and work with this team, I feel as if they're releasing me to start sending out the messages that they've been giving me for the last few years. That being said, I am going to be doing some live channeling. If you do want to join that event live, is October 1st at 4:30 Central Time. There is a membership. It's only $25 a month. I will be doing once a month channeling where you can come and talk with my spirit team directly, where I will go into that state of channeling, and then we'll organize it so that you can speak with the spirit team and ask questions directly to them. So if that is something you would like to do, go ahead and join the membership down below, and then you can follow along with whatever other information they're going to be giving me. And like I said prior, some of this information will be released later, just for the sake that they have let me know that humanity is not completely ready to receive all of it, because it can be a little overwhelming to have all the universal truth poured into you at once. And even they said that to me as I was channeling the message yesterday. They reminded me and encouraged me to take breaks as I was feeling like very overwhelmed with this message. But one of the things that they shared with me was the the energy of reincarnation. And I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to get all of this message out to you today, because there is a lot. But I'm going to try to share what they are directing me to share as I'm speaking with you here. And if you are someone that's not 100% sure about reincarnation, as I used to be, I did not used to believe in reincarnation. I was a very strong Christian. I thought it was kind of wacky or demonic that people would think that. And when I had my spiritual awakening in 2016, suddenly, where my spirit team just kind of swooped in and woke me up really suddenly, they have been explaining to me a lot of the truths of the universe. And the spirit team I work with, they call themselves the wisdom keepers. Now, the wisdom keepers are made up of many different beings. They're not just from certain star systems or planets or certain ETs. They're also connected to the master teachers and some of the other angelic beings that are reigning kind of in what we would consider a higher dimension. And so these beings have been around since pretty much the beginning of time, I guess you would call time, but and they have great wisdom about how the universe works, the actual universal energy and how it works together. So the specifics on the reincarnation process is something they explained to me yesterday that really blew my mind, but made so much sense to me. And I've been thinking about that so much since they let me know. They did share a lot of other things. I just don't, again, I don't feel like I'm supposed to release it. And some of it I don't remember. I just wrote it down. But this is what they said to me. Sorry, I'm feeling very activated right now. I feel them around me very strongly. So I'm trying to speak as well as allow them to work with me in my energy. And so if they decide to take over, then I will go ahead and step aside and let them do that. Because we are source energy, God, and because we are the creator, we were able to help create these different dimensions to experience ourselves in. And so the dimension that we are currently in as a human was created by Source for the purpose of learning and expanding within the energy. Now, this energy that we are in is very dense, it's very hard. It is one of the hardest, densest energies in the universe. And so the souls that come here are learning a lot very quickly, and we have a very large role within the universe of expanding source energy, God, because we take on a lot of energy when we come into this dimension. And each time we overcome something in this energy, we are expanding our own energy field, which is expanding source energy, God, which is expanding the universe. So the way that they explain this to me, I really hope I can get this out correctly, is that in the beginning, um, this dimension was created and souls began to incarnate into this dimension. And in the beginning phases, because of the density of this dimension that we're in, it allows us to forget that we are spiritual beings. It allows us to forget our connection to source, and that we are eternal beings, just as source energy God, and that we were created to be eternal. And due to that density that we come and experience, and the confusion, we develop the ego. And the ego is what has begun the process of creating karma within this dimension. And this is through painful experiences or unloving experiences that we have towards one another on earth. And in the beginning phases, when this was starting, the energy was so dense that the spirits did not necessarily know how to release this energy within their original form. Because when we leave the earth, when we have lived a lifetime, say, for example, if say this is my first lifetime on earth, I come to earth and I have all these experiences, they're not all positive. If I don't overcome and heal those experiences, and I take that frequency that I have gathered in this dimension back with me when I go into the higher dimensions, back into my spirit self, and I'm still carrying that karmic energy with me. Now, in order for me to release the karmic energy and to work through that karmic energy, I've got to go back where I got it. And so this is what the process of reincarnation provided for us, basically. So in the beginning, spirits began to come here, spirits began to get confused, spirits began to in their human form hate or hurt each other or cause division, and be forgetful about their original form. And then they would go back to spirit, remember who they are, and decide that they want to go back to earth to continue that lesson. Now, before that spirit even began the process of reincarnation, before it even started doing in any kind of transforming itself into the human reality, it came up with a plan of the things that it wanted to experience throughout its incarnations. And each time it came here, it was learning more and more and more about that lesson, about that desire that it had in growing and expanding itself in some way. And so if you think about maybe the first incarnation that you maybe had, you probably pulled in a lot of karma of this dense energy, even if you didn't engage in the negative things. Because there's so much of it here, it is very, very heavy and dense. And so when you're in this energy, you just attract it. And especially when you don't know who you are and you have forgotten that you are a spirit. And so you pick up this energy, you live this life, and then you die from that human experience. And then you go to the other side. And from the other side, you're able to do the life review. You see your own life, you experience your own life, you experience the lives of those around you that you were around and you impacted. You feel everything that you felt in that lifetime. You felt everything that everybody else felt in that lifetime. And you come into this learning. But in order to release the things that you realize that you didn't necessarily learn, or you didn't overcome, or you didn't accomplish while you were there, you have to come back to the same energy to try again, to do it again. Now, we call it try again. The spirits do not see it that way. They see it as expanding of itself, learning of itself, growing. And each time the spirit goes through this, the universe actually expands. Source energy expands. So this is the entire, the orchestra becoming louder and louder and louder and louder, with more and more and more instruments and more frequency each time a spirit goes through another dimensional reality and learns something, and then goes back into that realm and learns. So what has happened over the creation of Earth, this Earth that we are currently on, is that in the beginning, humans were coming and reincarnating and living their lives and trying to learn lessons. And many of us that are here now on Earth, that are ascending into New Earth energy, have been here multiple times. And we have an understanding of the process of healing at this point. We have an understanding that in order to release something, you have to feel it, you have to experience it, you have to allow yourself to see the experience. And that is why we chose to come back in this particular lifetime and right now, because it is giving us the opportunity to actually work through those karmic energies that we've been carrying with us in our soul since we started incarnating on the earth. So this is why we are awakening at this time, because we are finally at a point in our evolution of our spirit that we are able to reconnect with our true original self, our spirit self, why we are still human. And prior to this, this was very rare for a human to be able to get that much awareness of itself, because of the density that we have lived in. Now, there have been a few humans that have been able to do that, and these are the humans that were teachers or master teachers or the enlightened and awoken ones. But as you know, throughout history, when these beings or people would come into these realms and teach these lessons, they were not met with very nice things. They were either killed or they were belittled or treated very badly in some kind of way, because the saying of "they're before their time" was kind of true, but not necessarily, because they were incarnated at that time for the purpose of what they did. So because the collective energy has been purging more and more energy, purging more and more karma, releasing some of the density that we have taken on through many lifetimes, we've come into this lifetime to kind of clean things up and be able to open ourselves up to a new frequency, which is ushering in and allowing us all to move into new earth frequency and new earth energy. And in that energy, we are more and more connected with our true original self. The whole purpose of having any experience in any dimension or any reality is to get back to self. So if you can think about when source energy created us, we came out as a direct replica of it. Then we started going into these different experiences, whether it was Earth or something else, but we're focused on Earth at this time, and started taking on these different energies. And now we're working to release the energies that we took on because we became disconnected from our original true self. And now we're working to get back to our original true self, which is source energy God. So by the time we have gone through the process of growth and learning, we will be as God, basically. Now, the universe has gone through many of these cycles of expansion and growth, and we as humans are not able to comprehend that. But my the spirit team that I was working with or have been working with for the last couple of years, they have explained that to me multiple times, that this is not a new thing. However, it's a new thing as far as like the consciousness of so many humans accessing higher consciousness at the same time. This is a very new thing. And it is also a new thing for the universe to experience interdimensional contact between one another the way that it is, because of the density of the energy here. And the density of the energy is shifting here in order for us to have more contact with other beings in the dimensions around us, which is why more of us are beginning to channel, and why more of us are having more contact with spirit guides or spirits of loved ones. It is also why many are awakening and seeing the matrix that we live in. It's why a lot of people are wanting to heal and release karmic energies and traumas, because as they do that, they're helping not just themselves, but everything around them, as far as the energies of the earth and the people around them, but also the spirits that have passed on prior to them, and the ones that will be coming back into the to this dimension. And so everything is working together as one energy with the purpose of expansion of the universe. And as we shift into this higher consciousness of reality that we are moving into, as far as like a 5D energy, we will begin to have more and more understanding of our truth and who we are and how we are connected with all the other beings in the universe. And this is why contact will be happening with humans and extraterrestrial beings within the next um, they have been sharing with me that it is happening. I'm sorry, they're talking with me now, and so I'm trying to listen to what they're saying so that I can give you the accurate message and information. They just said 2026 there is going to be some contact with many, but you are in preparation at this time to be able to handle the messages that you will receive. um, so that was a channel message, just a heads up with that was not me. um, and I am feeling as if maybe they would like to go ahead and speak, so I'm going to go ahead and step aside and bring through this message that they're wanting to share with you. And hopefully up until this point I've been able to make a little bit of sense. This is very complicated, and hard to explain in the human reality, so let me gather myself so that I can allow them to come through for you. Divine ones, we want you to be aware that when we talk to you about contact, we do not want you to be afraid. That is why we are contacting you now through different dimensional ranges, and we are working through the people that are able to handle the frequency in which we speak. This is why you are hearing messages from multiple people at this time that there will be contact, and you will be able to hear from us soon. However, we understand that because of the programming of the human body and mind, that these things can cause fear. And so we are working with humanity right now to release the fears in order to have more contact with you, to be able to have interdimensional contact and communication where we can work together to ascend into a different frequency. As when you shift, we shift. As we work on our frequency and you work on your frequency, we work together and we ascend into a higher frequency within the universe, and the universe is able to expand itself. Therefore, we are working with you. Now, many of you may have heard there are things working against us, and we want you to assure you that everything really does work together for the highest good. And from the human perspective and understanding, it may appear that there are dark energies trying to prevent or stop this ascension, but there is nothing that can stop Source Energy God, because it is all knowing, all powerful, and all being. It will overcome anything that it has created for itself. And so you must understand that all creation is the creation of itself. And when you are able to understand this, you can begin to work with it and use it in a positive manner. And we understand that it can be fearful for the human experience because it seems very foreign to you about what it is that you are communicating with or how you are communicating with them. And many of you are not aware of how the communication happens between you and the other beings, because you are trying to find a logical reason behind the communication. But this communication is not through logic, it is through frequency. It is through working together on an energetic level. It is through hearing one another in the energy field. It is not through the way that humans communicate and use the language of their voice. It is through the frequency and knowing of the energy of who you are in your most original self, your spirit self. And that is what we see when we see you. We see the density of your spirits here on earth, but we also see the truth of who you are. And therefore, we are supporting you to help you to ascend into a new frequency, so you are becoming more and more like us in the frequency that we have been. Now, we also want to assure you that some of you are not just human. We want to let you know that you are here with the purpose of ascension and supporting humanity from the dimension that you are in. Now, you may not know who you are. Some of you already do. And therefore, this is something that will be revealed in the near future. Do not be afraid. Do not be worrisome about how this will happen. You will have contact and they will explain it to you. We will explain it to you. We will help you to be able to move into this understanding without fear. That is why we're in preparation now and working with humanity to open up the frequencies in order for you to hear more clearly. So you will not be in fear when this happens. We are working very hard with all beings and all the light of the universe so that we can resurrect things that were meant to be happening within Atlantis that did not go well. We are going to help humanity shift into a new consciousness so that this new awareness will bring new things to the earth and the new way of doing things, and we will release the old way. And as this shift happens, the earth is going to split into a new energy, and that energy is going to allow that the old way of doing things move into a different realm, and then the new way of doing things move into a new frequency. And so those of you that are ascending, those of you who are awakening, are going to be moving into this next frequency. And you must remember that nothing is ever lost. So if you see things shifting, if you see things moving that you are not aware of, or you are not sure of, or you are a little bit afraid of, you must understand that it is not something that you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about what is happening in the other dimensions or energies. You must always be present in the energy you are in now. When you are in the present energy, you are able to manage your energy much better without trying to control the energies around you. When you are in control of your energy, all energies around you are a reflection of that. So we want to encourage you to stay grounded, stay centered, and stay in the moment. Stay in the now. We will assist you with that, and that is what we're trying to teach you at this moment. We understand that many of you have many more questions to ask us, and we will be revealing those in due time. However, remember that too much information will become too much for you, and the ego cannot handle that. So we will give you information very little at a little bit at a time in order for you to comprehend it and not become overwhelmed by it. Because when we replace fear with more fear, it does nothing for you. That is why we reveal things in small amounts for you. So we want you to understand we are supporting you. We love you. We are here. We are present. You can call upon us, but understand that we will only work with you in the dimension and the frequency in which you are capable and ready to receive. So work on your own energy, be in the present moment, and understand everything is working out for the highest good of all things and all beings. We love you. We love you. We love you. We support you, and we are here. Okay, so I am not 100% sure what just came out, but I do remember a little bit of it. And so I hope that was encouraging for you. And again, if you want to hear more information like this and you want to join a live channeling event that I'm going to be doing October 1st at 4:30 Central Time, it's going to be my first one. And then I'm going to plan on doing this every month for you or whoever would like to come join these live channeling events and ask questions personally. So the memberships below, again, it's only $25 a month. I'm trying to keep it low enough for anybody to join that wants to. And if you would like more support, there are other options you can join as well. And it's completely up to you. I do only have a certain amount of openings for the other more personalized support. And so I encourage you to join that quickly if that is a desire of yours, just because I can only hold a capacity of so many people individually as myself. So I hope to see you at that live channeling, and I'm sure I'll be back with more messages as my team allows me to share. I wish you all the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I send you all the universal love. Namaste.